What's good, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. FG2G here, and today we are making homemade falafel. Now I'm using a 1 pound bag of dried chickpeas. It's totally up to you depending on how much you want to make. All I did was rinse them off and pick out any of the ones that didn't look so good. From there, I'm just adding 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and then covering up with water. Now, I learned that, these chickpeas, they definitely do absorb the water pretty good. So you probably want to fill the bowl up the rest of the way with water. Maybe not all the way to the top, but fill it up pretty good. You can always add more though, which is what I did. So afterwards, just put some plastic wrap on there and pop them in the fridge. So after a little bit over 24 hours of soaking, this is what we're looking like. And as you can see, they have plumped up quite nicely, huh? So all you're gonna do from there is just drain the water and set them to the side. So now it's time to talk about seasonings. Now I'm using cumin, a little sesame seeds, of course the chili powder, salt and pepper on deck, and the ever popular garlic powder, because when do we just not use garlic powder? Got the parsley, a little cilantro, you see the onion, but then also you might want to add about maybe like 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder to help it have that nice fluffy texture. So from there, just begin to add small batches into your food processor. And my suggestion is to season it generously. We don't want any plain, bland falafel, do we? No, of course not. So make sure you taste it as you go and add whatever seasonings you feel like you need, because I had to add quite a bit more than what you saw. And as you're tasting it, don't be thrown off by the texture, because of course it's raw right now. When you actually cook it, it'll soften up and be perfect. So just taste it for the flavor. So now that everything is blended, this is the texture that we're going for. So I'm putting it back in the bowl and allowing it to get its life together in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes to an hour. And then we will commence to scooping. So because I'm not planning on making all the falafel right now, what I am doing is going ahead and making the patties and then just freezing them for a later date. But of course I left a few out because we gotta make a video. So quick side note, even after I froze the extra patties, I put the ones that you're going to see me make back in the refrigerator for an extra 24 hours just because I wasn't ready. Is it necessary? No, but I'm ready now. So heat up your oil on about maybe like medium high heat. Get you some tongs and some paper towels for draining. And once your oil is hot, you are ready. Now, of course, appliances, they differ. So you might have to fluctuate up or down on your temperature. So once it's good and hot, carefully place your falafel in the oil. As you can see, I rolled mine up to a ball shape. You can totally leave it in patty form. So as you can see, we have a nice golden brown. It took about maybe like a minute on each side, maybe not quite so much. Just maybe don't walk away from it. But the idea is to get a nice even crispiness all the way around. It's beautiful, ain't it? So once it's to your liking, just drain it and boom. Falafel, huh? Do you see the steam? Do you see the fluffy goodness on the inside? I do. Now, falafel is amazing by itself, but I also made a sauce, or maybe you want to call it an aioli. I don't know. I used some mayo, a little bit of a Cajun rub type seasoning, garlic powder, and then I just threw in some cumin for good measure. Now, of course, from there, just give it a nice little stir. I put mine in the refrigerator overnight. But again, falafel is falafel and is banging whether you have sauce or no sauce. So here's what she's looking like. And as always, if you try it, please let me know what you think. Peace.